Did you know that there's some real opportunities for inventors and entrepreneurs at certain trade shows? I'm about to tell you some things I just learned recently. Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing TV, where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom, so you, not someone else, you can turn them into real things like products and businesses that actually make money. Now, recently, we had the opportunity of launching something brand new, something never been done before, a new innovations area at a particular trade show. It was the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. They'd never had a new innovations area. You've seen these things at the National Hardware Show and the Homeware Show, but there's certain trade shows that just have never done that. Well, we approached them and they said, hey, yeah. They gave us this big area and we filled it up with inventors and entrepreneurs with great ideas for new products that they got to introduce and test at this show. And watching these inventors and these entrepreneurs at this trade show taught me a lot of really important lessons, reminded me a lot of a lot of really important truths, and I want to share some of those with you. Some of those observations I made, I think, are going to be very, very helpful for you. So here's 7 lessons from watching inventors at a niche trade show. And by the way, before I get started, we've got some great videos of this on YouTube, so you want to check out our Empowered Inventing TV channel on YouTube. You may be watching this very video on that channel. We've got some great videos on there of the National Farm Machinery Show. You'll want to check those out if you want to really see the hands-on stuff that I'm about to tell you that I was watching, because we had a really unique opportunity to watch these inventors and saw some of these just great lessons. So one thing is that niche trade shows are a great opportunity for in real life, IRL, in real life market testing. Now this is especially if you go to a show that has a specific interest in your market, in your product. A specific interest, the market is a specific interest in your product. And let me give you a good example of this, now that I had to say it 3 times to get it out. The National Farm Machinery Show, they were, the inventors, entrepreneurs we had were all ag-related products, agricultural related. And that was of specific interest to certain of the attendees that were going by. We had a lady that had a product that was specific to goat farming. We had another product that had to do with forestry. We had another product that had to do with cattle. And it was just great to see all these different people coming by, and the people that had goats, they zeroed right in on the goat lady. I hope she doesn't mind me calling her that. But she's got a great product, by the way, for goats. I think it's called buckapron.com if you want to check that out. But anyway, we had this unique opportunity of watching this and seeing this. And the first thing that hit me with all this was that these niche areas that have an interest in your product is a wonderful opportunity. And by the way, there are tons of these shows, these small shows everywhere if you know how to look for them. Everybody thinks, oh no, I have to go to the big homeware show. I have to go to the big hardware show. I have to go to the big XYZ show. No, you don't. There are tons of smaller shows. Sometimes they're in your local area. And it's a smaller a little segment of your specific market. We've got one here in Lexington, Kentucky. We got like a houseware show. That's you can't go to Chicago, Can't do the big show? Can't afford the big booth price? Can't afford to go even? Well, we had this small show right here. And you could go, and it was a smaller audience, but you were still getting a sampling of how customers were reacting. So you're getting this feedback, this experience of a feedback, not to a large audience, because this is my next point here, not to a larger audience, but it's a smaller audience, but it's still going to tell you. If you have 100,000 people coming through, well, you're going to have a higher chance of copycatters, people that are looking for products to steal, although I don't think that should be a huge concern. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But you're a bigger target if you've got a bigger audience, especially when you're first starting out. But if you have 1,000 people that are coming to this show, you're going to get a smaller sampling, sure, but you're going to still get the feedback. You say, oh, well, out of this, 100 people came by and talked to me, and of those 100 people, 10 people bought, or 5 people bought, and 15 people really didn't like it because XYZ, which is another point. I'm getting ahead of myself. But this is very different from doing business on Amazon or Kickstarter to see if you have a market. You know, you can put it on Amazon, you can put it on a Kickstarter, but if it takes off, then you could have a lot of copycatters really fast. And sometimes it's worth the risk to do that, by the way. And I don't want to go there today on this. But it's a strategic move. You are minimizing your risk while perfecting your product, which leads me to my next point. You are honing your pitch skills and perfecting what works and what doesn't. You should have seen me watch people, these inventors interacting, these entrepreneurs interacting with customers. There's something irreplaceable about that face-to-face interactive contact. And I know we've got a lot of really good tools we need to utilize, and we need to leverage those. A lot of digital tools. You can have meetings with people across the country for practically nothing compared to flying and doing a meeting. And you want to leverage all those tools, but still, these other tools still exist, and we need to take advantage of them. And this face-to-face is going to, you're going to see, you get to watch their eyes, and their eyes are going to light up, and they're going to say, wow, I really love this aspect of this product, or I really like what you said here. And they're not going to say that, but their eyes are going to light up, and their eyes are going to say that. Or, the reverse of that is their eyes are going to go dull. They're gonna be shaking their head and acting like, being polite and acting like they're listening to you, but in their mind they've already wandered off. They're gone. And it's because and what you want to do is analyze that afterwards and say, okay, well, this literally worked. Let me double down on this. This is where everybody was just keying into it. This no one seemed to care about. I cared about it, but I don't matter. It's them that matter. It's always about it's other people. It's not about you. So this helps you to hone those skills. Demoing your product in real time, face to face, is super valuable. And if you can do that with a small audience first, that's going to help you in just unbelievable ways. Another thing, you are perfecting your demo type from a direct customer feedback. It's just like the pitch. So you're bringing in two demo types to a trade show. You're bringing in your pitch, which is kind of a demo type because you're saying, okay, this worked, this didn't, let me fix this, let me modify this, let me perfect this, let me hone this down to something that is really going to work. You're going to do the exact same thing with your product. Even if it's a demo type, if it's a first run, small first run that you're bringing, and that's something else I'm going to mention here in a second, then you're going to see in real life what parts of the product are working and what parts of the product are not working. They're not connecting with customers. They just don't care. So you're going to find that out by getting 1,000 people or 5,000 people or 10,000 people coming through by your booth. And so you're going to find this out. And you can use this feedback to modify your product to fit your customers' preferences, which is what you want. So you're honing two things. You're honing your pitch. You're honing your product. It's also the perfect chance to see if people are going to like it by one thing. And you hear me say this a lot. You're going to have people that will come by. You're going to have people that you talk to your idea about, and they're going to nod their head and say, yeah, you know, that's a great idea. And a lot of times they're just being polite. And a lot of times because it's a relationship. It's a family member. It's the guy you buy coffee from. Doesn't matter. It's still a relationship, and that tarnishes the feedback. If you want the honest truth from people, they are going to say yes with one thing, and that is dollar bills. Yes, actual sales. So if you can find a small show that you can go to and you can swipe credit cards, I don't mean swipe like steal. I mean swipe like a Stripe account or something on your phone where you're just, you know, you're getting their information. You're swiping their credit card and taking pre orders. You could have a small amount of inventory. I've seen people do this successfully. I've seen people empty boxes of small runs of 100 and 200. Just testing their market at a trade show. I've watched this being done. I've seen inventors do this for years, and it's a successful, and it is a really, really smart way to do this. So people are saying yes with dollar bills. And I'm thinking of one product right now. He emptied the first box. He had two little small runs. He had like this first run, it was like 150. At another run, it was like 200 and some. And before 10 o'clock, he emptied the first box. By 10 o'clock, by noon, he'd emptied the second box. He was sold out. And, you know, all those people that were snubbing him in the industry before were now looking over because there was people 3 and 4 deep, all with money in their hands, wanting to buy this thing. So this is a great opportunity. Any inventor can do this. Bring a small amount of inventory if you can. Make you a small run if you can. To this small show and see, you know, see if they'll want to pay for it. Sometimes you can do this with pre-orders, although you really need, just like with Kickstarter, you really need to have it figured out. I know how to make these, and I can make these for X, and it's not going to cost more, and there's not going to be, because I've already figured this out, you know, three ways to Sunday. So, small shows are low cost. Sometimes they're even free. And sometimes they're close by, like the one I was mentioning here locally for us. And you can do several of them. So you can go to all these little shows, and you've got this consensus, and you're not you know, opening yourself up to the world first thing. So if you're looking for more information on this, there's a really great course on Empowered Inventing Academy called Sell Like QVC. It's an upcoming course that'll be available soon. You can sign up for it now at empoweredinventing.com. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Like, subscribe, help us to build our tribe, and I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of those online courses, or on the next video.